Hello guys, I know it's been a long time since the last video, but I'm here recording this. In this video I will show around the park I've been working on a few days ago. So let's begin.
Let's begin.
So at first I want to make sure not everything was my own idea. I got inspiration from Evolution Square. She inspired me to do this park. So at first, here is our visitor center where you will arrive. There are some fountains, benches and giant fossils you can watch. You can imagine these aren't the same, but I couldn't find any other one. Here is a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex waiting for the visitors to arrive. There you can see the three main gates of the park. We will go this way because this is the most efficient way to get around the park. We don't need to see any dinosaur twice. At first, here is our restricted area. There aren't any dinosaurs, so we'll not go in there. Here are two signs. You can think about that. Maybe they say restricted area, only staff, something like that. On our left, we can see some dinosaurs. These are the first dinosaurs we see. There are some Edmontosaurus, and in the back, somewhere, yes, there are some Parasaurolophus. I really like these concrete wall pieces because the dinosaurs can't get over it and you can see them in there, and I don't have any DLC for other wall pieces. Here you can see an open giant area where you can play with your children, you can walk, there is a restaurant. There's a camp that you can rent for your family to stay in with a fireplace. We have another one of them with 4 tents. And we have a giant sauropod skeleton with lights, so at night you can see them too. Here is a viewing area where you can see in the Edmontosaurus and Parasaurolophus.
To it being named near-crested lizard.
And here is a giant hotel where you can stay and fully surrounded with the enclosure. So if you go in, you can see the dinosaurs from your window or balcony. There you have a Parasaurolophus right there. If you get out of the hotel and go towards the sauropod skeleton, we will see a path which will lead us to our next destination, the Brachiosaurus enclosure. If we go up on this hill, we will see a viewing gallery where you can see the Brachiosauruses. And there are our 3 Brachiosauruses. We have a zip line where you can zip line down and see the Brachiosauruses from above. Here you can see a giant concrete wall that's protect us. And you can see we are still surrounded with jungle. And now we are ziplining down. In this enclosure there are 3 brachiosauruses and they are in a valley. There you can see there are warning signs. In that way there are carnivorous dinosaurs. If we come this way, we will see 2 other viewing galleries. And if we went deep into the jungle, we will see a monorail station. So we are at the carnivorous section. There you can see the Tyrannosaurus Rex enclosure. There you can see we put double wall because it's always wanted to get out. There you can see the Here you can see some viewing galleries where you can see some Dilophosaurus. There are the Dilophosauruses. They are surrounded with concrete walls, so they can't get out. And there are another viewing gallery where you can see into the Tyrannosaurus Rex enclosure. There you can see the Tyrannosaurus Rex just laying. And there you can see the monorail going above the Tyrannosaurus Rex. There you can see another viewing gallery. And there you can see I tried doing that thing like in the first Jurassic movie where they put the dinosaurs in pits. So it's harder then to get out of their enclosures. I also did that like in the first movie. There is a platform for the T-Rex where you and the dinosaur is in the same level, so you can get really detailed photos and videos about the dinosaur. We are heading towards that place. I also tried blend the ground so there are not any hills, but I'm really bad at that part. So this park is really a cardio to get around. There you can see an example of not entirely my ideas. This is an idea from Evo. This is a glass house. So you went in You came out from that gate and you can walk around a path between prehistoric plants. There is a fountain in the middle of this place, some benches where you can sit if you are tired from the cardio I made. There are some lamps and there are these signs. You can imagine these are signs and there are a lot of things about the plant. You can imagine these plants are all extinct like the dinosaurs, but we brought back to life and there's the only place you can see them. So when you get out, the Tyrannosaurus Rex enclosure is next to you, so you can went to the viewing gallery and you can view the Tyrannosaurus Rex eating, because that's the place where its food comes up from the ground. There you can see the monorail goes through the enclosure. If you go further, you can see a monorail station and you can see an enclosure. We will get back to the enclosure later and you can sit on the monorail, but I don't think you want to do that because the other way is better. But before we see the other way, let's jump into the Velociraptor enclosure. There you can see the raptors have a similar enclosure like the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And you can see 4 raptors in the enclosure. Oh, it's hunting. So you can see a blue like raptor. You can see a pitch black one. You can see a brownish reddish one. And somewhere a green one there in the background. So these 4 raptors live in this enclosure. And now we are going towards the better way of travel. We pass the Velociraptor signs, and you just jump in a car with a tour guide, and you follow the path. You can see really cool herbivore dinosaurs, and they are there are some gallimimus, but there are some bigger herbivore dinosaurs. You can go in this little valley. There is a little pond. We overtake this guy. He's too slow. There is a
In
little
addition to
pond
its teeth
over there.
being well suited to cropping vegetation, Dryosaurus also has pouch-like cheek structures that prevent the herbivore from losing food when it eats.
In this enclosure, I think there is 4 types of dinosaur. We overtake this guy too. We are not that slow. And this guy. This is the end for the other peoples, but there is another way. So if you get in the car this part of the ride, you will leave the valley behind. You will not go in the valley, but in a plains area where you can see the bigger dinosaurs and some other dinosaur resting. So here we just went out of the car and leave this section behind because we already seen it. We went back here because that's where we have something to see. There is an enclosure where you can see Triceratops and some dinosaurs like Triceratops. I think there is a Toroceratops and maybe a smaller one. I don't know the name of that. There you can see there is an other viewing gallery. Here you can see another inspiration from Evo. There is an enclosure where you can hand feed the dinosaurs. I made it my idea, so there is a bunker from the original Jurassic Park where you can think you went in here and you get out here. The dinosaurs are small and friendly. You can walk on the path and hand feed these little dinosaurs with food you bought in the arrival point. Here is a fireplace, so if this park want to make a Camp Cretaceous, they can do it like here, and they can do a fire and something like that. The guests can sit here eating their lunch, and look at the dinosaur all around them. You can walk everywhere in this enclosure, and there is another way out. And here is a toilet. You need to treat them like gold because they are really rare in this park. There is another enclosure. And there is the way for the park entrance. In this enclosure, you can see a lot of herbivore dinosaurs, and there is a cafe in the middle of the enclosure. The idea is that you can sit in the cafe and see the dinosaurs. In the middle of the roundabout there is a skeleton of a Spinosaurus. There is another toilet, another hotel, and another idea of Evo. You can go in this enclosure, but I think you will swim with these dinosaurs. So you will go there, change, and swim with the dinosaurs for some extra money. And now we are waiting for the monorail. So the monorail arrived. It will lead us to our next destination. But before that, we will see everything in the park. At first, you can see we are heading over the coffee. There is the hand feeding area. In the background you can see the glass house. Now we over the valley of the herbivore dinosaurs. We are just barely go over the Velociraptor enclosure. And there is our first station. We are not going to get off the train yet. And after a little bit of waiting in the station, we are heading towards the next station. We are going in the T-Rex Valley, and you cannot see the T-Rex. It's sad because you can see it, but now I think it's hiding in the woods. And now we are going behind the Dilophosaurus area. And here we are at the Brachiosaurus station. At the background, you already can see where we are heading towards. You can see we are surrounded by jungle. I think it gives a feeling of the park. And you can see those rusty domes and lagoons over there. This is our next destination. And we are going to get off the monorail here. Here you can see another big open space, and there are the domes. There are some areas where you can go under the ground and you can went in the enclosures like this. This is a dome filled with patches.
Brachycephalosaurus, the thick-headed lizard from Cretaceous North America, is a bipedal herbivore best known for the remarkable 25-centimeter deep dome that grows on top of its head.
If you go in the other one, you went down the sea, the lagoon, and you can see one of the biggest dinosaurs in the park, which is not a dinosaur, a marine creature, the Mosasaurus. There is another gallery which is take us to the other lagoon, where are all the long-necked marine creatures. And here you can get a really good view of them. There is a viewing gallery for this dome, and in this dome you can see the Indoraptor, which I know it's not a dinosaur, but I really wanted a hybrid in this park, and I play without any DLCs, so I could think of this and the Indominus Rex, and I thought this is the better one for this park. And in this dome there is the only flying creature in the park. There you can see cages all around the dome. These are walkable areas. If you use your imagination, you can think there is an entrance and the people can walk in these cages and see the dinosaur from really close. There you can see this dinosaur use these cages for rest, so you even can see them really closely. When we are out of that enclosure, we can went in the Indoraptor's enclosure, because there is a viewing log and you can see the Indoraptor from very closely. Okay, I don't think that's everyone's reaction. So when we are out, we can go towards the next destination. Which is the lagoon where the Mosasaurus is. This is the viewing gallery, but we can't see the Mosasaurus. We went down and we still can't see the Mosasaurus. You can see I decorated his enclosure with some seaweed. And now you can see, because I went down, we missed when he jumps out of his enclosure for the shark. I'm really sorry about that. I waited, maybe he wants to jump for the other shark, but I don't think he wants.
The lagoon we have here was designed to house our marine reptiles. These mesmerizing animals are not actually dinosaurs, although they did live during similar ages.
And there you can see the monorail go over the Mosasaurus enclosure. So there I thought this many waiting is enough. He will never jump out again. So we are heading towards the Apache enclosure, which is a dome. Don't ask why. Yes, I made this park. I just thought this suits well for the Apaches, so yes. I don't have an explanation for that. There you can see there is a hill in the middle of the enclosure, so you can't see what you can see from the other area, but you can still see some Apaches wandering around here. And now we are heading towards the last area of the park, which is the last lagoon.
Were once part of a remarkable underwater realm, with food chains and ecosystems often dominated by animals like these.
You can see some marine creatures over here, but just their shadows, and they are fading out because of this enclosure is really big. So maybe the viewer dome is better for here.
Just as Tyrannosaurus and Pteranodon are celebrated as archetypal species of the land and skies, the long-necked Plesiosaurus is one of the most iconic marine reptiles of the prehistoric seas.
I waited, maybe some sea creature want to come closer. And now we are just waiting for the monorail to come. And here it is. And now you can take a last view of the domes. You can look for the Mosasaurus. There is it. And after that, just enjoy the view. We are heading towards the station. After we get off, we are at the most crowded area of the park, I think. We can take the last look of the Spinosaurus. These are the last dinosaurs we are seeing in this park. And we are heading over the entrance. We can still sit down, just take the last look at the T-Rex and say goodbye to the park. And I'm saying goodbye to you. I know it was a long video, but I'm thank you watched it and enjoy the view.